has been a long time for me without scanning. See my last time when I came for YouTube, I think it was in March when we were praying in that place. So I'm happy to get this opportunity just to share something with you again today. What I want to say maybe before we continue. So maybe it has been said, maybe it has been said by the people that when a person, studio or stand here, came for maybe for the purpose to tell them what to do. So what I want to say now, I'm not coming here to challenge anyone. So I'm not coming here maybe to come for debate. So just as we are going to interact together, just see me as your brother, and let us share what God wants us to share together. So I'm not coming here to challenge anybody or oppose anybody. So let us do the same kind of dialogue together and continue what we want to share. So that is the piece of advice which I want to pass. So our memory text is the book of Genesis, chapter 41, verse 25. And I hope all of us, maybe maybe seven, all of us have in Bible. So what we are going to do is that we are going to back to our Bible and see what I want to share with you, today. So maybe I'm not going to open spirit of prophecy, but much of the time what I want to do is just take the Bible and show some of the seeds inside. So that is what I'm going to do. So if we have our Bible, then I would like us to open Genesis 41, verse 25. So I hope all of us are there. Sister Bajia, do you have your Bible? Are you there? Can you read the verse? Huh? Yeah. Don't read it yourself, but read in the class.
And Jesus said unto Pharaoh,
I hope brother thought you were getting a boy. Yeah. So, huh? Is it different? Am I reading different things? Huh? Best of the part, and Joseph said unto Pharaoh.
Yes.
Best of the part. Huh?
The same thing, but
So are we all together? So I think if you can maybe if you divide the verse, then that one will be the second part of the verse. But the verse within that Joseph said to Pharaoh, and that is what she read. So if we go back, then we see that Pharaoh was having a dream, and how many dreams did he have? How many dreams? 2 dreams. So the first dream is the story where we are familiar, but I want us to pick something from them. This is not the point of our interest, but I want us to see something that will move to where we are heading. So if you go back to the other previous, then you are going to see that Pharaoh was having 2 dreams. And when you come back to the past, these 2 dreams, Joseph is going to say that they are what? That is 1. So Joseph, what he is doing is interpretation. But we see that we have in passing dreams, then we are going to see that we have the second green. But what are the symbols which are being used in the first green? Huh? I think it's the familiar story. The symbol which are being used in the first green.
7 cars and 7 green.
Huh?
7 green cars and 7.
So we see that the first green is showing as the 7 good car. Then bad mood. Then the second green. The second green. Huh? Come again? Yes. So we see that they are the same 7. And then we go. So 7 good. Then we see the bar. So these are the two dream of Pharaoh. But when you come to interpretation from Joseph, whenever Joseph is going to say that these two, when you are saying that you have a good car and you have a good gold, is telling you the same thing. So what Joseph is going to do, Joseph is going to come and saying that these 7 good cars, the same with what? The 7 good cars. And the other, the bad one are the same. So what he's going to do and how he's going to do is not make it one by one, but he's going to see the green and you see how he has been repeated. That's the same thing which is being repeated. So what he's using as his principle to interpret is that he's seeing that the first thing is the one which is being repeated using another different one. So he's going to see that the 7 good cows are again being applied as 7 good goats. And what you see here is that the first thing being repeated. So, and different words they are going to be used. So if the first green is being repeated, then what are you going to see? You will see that the good cow are equal to good goat. And the bad one are equal to so the concept which Joseph is using here is not moving by words. Just when you see that the car is this, but the concept, that is what he is using. So you see that as you use the concept, you see this one being repeated. So what I want to see is how you can prove or how you can show the thing using the concept or using the same concept to interpret the other one. Like when you see the first degree and you see the second degree. So the other same one is being repeated. And this is what I want to see. So when he's using this, he's comparing the first degree with the second degree. You see good, then you see bad. That is what he's using. So what he's using here is also you can see and this is the principle. Then you can take the same principle which is being employed in Genesis in Genesis chapter 41, verse 25, then we employ in the other verses of when we are studying the Bible, then we can do that the same. Thing. Bringing the other scripture and compare like what it was to do. Bringing this verse compared with the other verse. That is what it was. That is what it was to do. So we can do that the same thing. We can go to the study of Bible and we compare using the concept of not by the word. So then we come to the same conclusion like how we have done. And this is what I want us to see. So help all of us, we are familiar, we can see what it did if we were using comparison. If we did that, then what I want us to do now is also to go to the other verse of the Bible and we do the same thing, we compare the other thing, whether we can see that we can identify different words being applied by using another different one, not the same one. And that's what I want us to see. So if we are okay with this thing, we see that we repeat, and then we see that at the same time comparison, then we will take this thing and we will employ in the other book of the Bible. So this is what I want us to show. And I said before, what I want us to get here is just a certain thing, then we will go to where we are heading. So what I want us to see now is to open our verse to the book of Daniel. Book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 2. I hope all of us are there. Are we all there? We are coming to Daniel. So this is Daniel chapter 2. So before maybe we see what Daniel 2 is saying or how we should see the answer, then we must see the dream which is there in the book of Daniel. Then later we compare with the other or we see whether the other same thing being repeated. So you see that you can compare verse with verse, you can compare chapter with chapter, you can compare book with book. Not only book with book, you can even take Old Testament and you can bring New Testament and you can compare both of them and you see what they want to teach you if you continue with that principle. So I want to ask maybe 1 minute. So brother, can you tell me the summary of Daniel chapter 2? What? The summary of Daniel chapter 2. Yeah, make sure that don't speak to yourself, but you speak to the class. Face your voice, go the man, you snub it. Okay. I'm not yet open that. Okay, you are somewhere. Excuse me, this one. You are serious. Okay. So anyone who is following me, give me the answer.
I think the summary of this second chapter of Daniel is talking about King Nebuchadnezzar.
So we see that when we come in, then we can see that it's talking about the dream of Nebuchadnezzar. And the dream of Nebuchadnezzar is that in his dream it's going to be a statue. I think we can see from this. We can see from verse 1 of chapter 2. So, but when you come now to verse 31, then we are going to see that verse 31 is where Daniel now is going to give the interpretation. So we see that statue which is making the likeness of man. So we are having chat before that you can see. This is the statue. And you are going to see that the statue, which is making the likeness of man, is made by using different material. So you can see that. And when you come to verse 31, Sister Bajin, are you there? Can you read verse 31? You are reading to yourself. So when we come to verse 1, then we see that word is because it's going to be included Daniel. But coming to verse 1, we see that this image now is going to be biased. How it is being made using different material. And it began in verse 30. Brother Jumbo, are you with us? Jumbo, you are not with us. Are you with us? Okay. So can you report that?
This image is made of fine gold. His breast is armed of silver. His belly and
So
his thigh.
let me hold on. The head was made of what? Those who are following me. Huh? The head of gold. So we see that. So we see this is from here. Then we are talking. Then we see this is it's made of gold. This is verse 32. Let me tell you verse 32. You can see that. So you continue.
His breast and his arm of silver.
So his breast and his arm. So you can see from here. It's made of
Silver.
It's made of silver. So my question is this. I think that is what the verse says. So my question is, the neck is made of what? Because the Bible is going to say it is of gold. Then it's going to say that his arm and his breast is made of silver. What of the one which connected the breast and the head? Neck is made of what? Made of gold. It's made of what? Huh? It's made of gold. Why are you saying that but it is not meant to be the best? You are answering my question? Huh? You get question? Huh? You get question? Different question. Answer it. You are answering my question. Okay, when you will come. You say yes, made of gold. I say why? You will answer? You answer. What I want to say is that there's no way you can put it in God and go follow now. Okay. How I can take that? You need it. Yeah, you talk. So, what I can say about the structure, how the structure has been described is like in the military way, right? How the military way. So it means, for us to understand whether the heat is made of gold, I don't think that gold is just a heat. Okay? Not a
like something which is covering the element. The element not really good. Then those trees will be what the man is wearing. What? The other item, the other material, that is how I can know whether man next gold or silver. So if you're wearing, you wear a helmet of gold, if you want to wear. But if the arm is made of silver, we need the bed how to pick up of the silver. We need the whole clothes from here to up and the silver to wear. Same. So you say from here from the next.
Yeah. But it's going to be, the best is going to be done that his arm and breast is made of silver. So then the beginning of silver is from where the breast and where the arm starts. Then you are going to keep from here.
Next, what of now?
Yeah, it's going to happen here. It's a different one.
That's the very
It's another material is going to be there.
No.
Allah, you come.
I think if I move forward, it's a lot of
So now, maybe you tell my dad I'm going to agree with what my brother said. Okay, are you with us? Are you with us?
Yeah.
So what he say is, I'm not going to waste much of the time. But what he said is where I'm going to pick up. He says that the place where silver is or the place where silver can be the same place where gold is heading. So we see, we are going to consider that the name is made of gold also. Because when the other material will be, this is the place where other material is. And we will put this one in this bag. And we will do it like that. Then we will come. So you see this is bag 32A. Then this one is 32B of the silver. So can we continue with the best?
His belly and his thighs of brass.
So his belly,
Have a concept later.
the
Have a concept. Question.
the concept,
Yeah.
the question.
Because you have established the rule there, but I'm seeing now we have already entered into how we use the rule, right?
Not yet.
The principle of
We are laying the dream, just we are putting just the dream.
You see how that rule works?
no.
We can't make it. Just what we are doing is just a dream. What is there in the Bible, just that is what we are going to do. If we are going to bring another dream later, then we compare this where we are going to see.
Use rule.
Use rule. But now we were just seeing the rule. Then what we do is just to put a dream. Like when we were putting present dream. Or maybe this one, then we show using another one.
I'm asking, are we coming back there or we are over there? Because
We are going to come, this is the principle we are established, but now we are going to use it.
Have we
Not
established
it.
it?
Huh?
Have we established it?
Where?
Not that rule.
There is no rule yet.
There is no rule, we established the rule here. But this rule we have established is the one we are going to use later, but not yet now.
It's not yet used, eh? But
Yeah.
we established, right?
Yeah.
There is no established rule. On the other side, that is side, no.
This is different.
No,
What
if
we
we
are
have,
saying-
if we have established that, me, I'm not yet settled with
Where?
the rule, how you establish the rule.
Yeah.
So the rule, this guy just interpreted and said these two stories are talking about one.
One drink.
My question would be, how did he know that these are talking about one? So that we will know how we can identify two stories to be one story. Second, how did Paro get convinced that these two stories are one story, and how was he convinced that the interpretation was true, so that we can know how a person can convince us if we bring two stories and say these are one, the interpretation is this. You got my point?
Yeah.
So you are asking two questions. How did Pharaoh?
No.
So if that is the case, then
You get complete.
How did Joseph?
Okay, if there is someone else, let him answer. Okay, make it short. I'm not answering.
you are asking the question.
Okay, it's a question. By the way.
You are asking question.
Yeah.
On which part? This one.
On this side.
This side.
Yeah.
Okay. You
I
are.
was certified before that we should take this rule. But if we take that rule inclusively, then we will have a problem. Because what Joseph is doing here, Joseph is using his wisdom. Let me say that way. His wisdom to interpret that vision. But the Daniel there is making interpretation.
We are also not come Daniel. Where are you getting Daniel? That is your problem.
Okay.
You passed out with this. So what Joseph is doing in his wisdom, is he using, is he following repeat? Is he using comparison? That is what you're supposed to ask.
Hold on.
Yeah.
The rule comes when you make interpretations. You will take this rule on the other side, but they are different.
Leave before we come here, but are you saying this is how it is? The problem you are going to the side where I have not even taken people to.
And you are going.
Wait, let me come. Then you first ask the question you want to ask here.
The reason why we are going to, you saying we should play this rule, that means we are going
Yeah,
to.
if you have problem with rule, then ask what where you have a problem. But don't bring
People will arrive there later. They will arrive, even until now, you don't know. The problem is, the problem is.
Are you asking question or you want?
I'm asking a question, but getting this context, getting this context. Like I was about to ask it earlier, but I know you might be interrupting your presentation, so now you have to write. That is the problem. If you are taking this side to the other side, you know the position is different. Daniel is.
wrong with you at the
You have been problem.
Wait,
Say that I give this one.
Wait for him, let him come.
okay.
But let him not say.
You. Where is your
Then it
question?
is wrong.
Where is your question?
My question in this way.
Yeah.
Later on, we will apply the rule of interpretation. Later on, as the Daniel explained the meaning of the vision. The meaning of the vision in Daniel have a different meaning with it.
Yeah, you have the problem now. You are running guys ahead of me, but when
His
you are
concern-
hitting, this is where I'm not
His
hitting.
concern is that you should not use repeat and comparison on the other side.
Even I'm not using it in a way. This is one thing.
And then-
So the way I'm going to use it, you pass way,
Okay.
and you follow what I'm doing.
Okay.
1 minute. Okay, praise God.
Amen.
So I want to add it, brother, in connection to what AKECK is doing there. I think AKECK want to outline the two dreams, the one of Pharaoh and the one of Nebuchadnezzar. And later on, we will see how we will connect them. So that one is to come. Now, the things of AKECK there is what rule have we established. And the principle which we have established in the dream of Pharaoh, of being one, and that being one now, it will come either was Joseph using repeat and enlarge, or was Joseph using comparison of the two dreams. This is the first concern. And therefore, we are going to see in verse 25, the Bible is clear that Joseph here himself is the one saying that the dream of Pharaoh is nothing but one. Joseph said unto Pharaoh, the dream of Pharaoh is one. God has showed Pharaoh what he is about to do. Now we are convinced the dream is one. The dream of the two cows, of the seven first cows, the part one, and the last seven, which devoured the other one, and they remain the same. The second one is the ear cones, the ears of the cones. So, according to me, how I will learn, Brother King, is that there are two things. And this is what we are going to see. Either Joseph was using repeat and enlarge to compare the two, that the story about the cows is the same as the story about the ears of the corn. The story of the ears of the corn is the repetition of that one of cows, then it will be repeat and enlarge. If we will consider them two, we will compare the two things. And then, according to me, comparison doesn't bring things to be one. It is repeat and enlarge which bring things to be one thing. So the rule which is to be there, we should have to be definite that Joseph was using to feed and enlarge. The first 7 cows and then the last 7 years of old are saying one thing, saying definitely 7 years of goodness and 7 years of badness. I think that is one.
I see. Maybe we are consuming much of the time with cup. I see. When we come to discipline, interpretation, everything was clean. I think that is the basic understanding of the Bible. But what we are seeing is not what I'm doing is not bring this dream and bring it with and compare it with discipline. That is not even what I'm doing.
But don't bring the same concept in that. We should be the same concept in that.
Okay, before you talk about the issue of AKECK, let us finish with the issue of AKECK. I think the issue here is not number 7. It's not bad, good. That is not the case. The case here is just a concept. The concept is the first dream is talking about the same thing that the second dream is talking about. The reason I'm saying the concept is the one making them one. It's not number 7. It's not good. It's not bad. So that is not what is making them one. But the concept is that the first dream is talking about the same idea of second dream. So what is making them one according to the wisdom of Joseph is because the first idea and the second idea are talking of the same thing. Leaving alone the other coincidence of number 7. Bad, good is not, that is not the idea he's basing his wisdom on. But his wisdom is basing on the concept of the first dream and the second dream. So he combined them to be one because they are talking of the same thing. Leave the other things out. Number 7. Those are just coincidence. Yeah.
Then how can someone live to be living without?
So wait, let us do that.
Then you will have problem. Cow, goat, they will not mind.
The problem is allowed. I see women. How can you see why he was in your back? How did you know that you are raising his hand? I see. Yeah, you and him raising the hand. I bet you before when I was talking with them, even you are probably you have been on Okay, no problem. Let hold on. We are going to come later. Let's wait.
But I want to give you another thing that like in terms of convenience whereby Pharaoh was convened. We know that little past interpretation whereby Joseph interpreted the dream. So there's a dream of Butler and Baker that leads whereby Pharaoh is going to call Joseph to come interpret because that will become Joseph become interpreter of the dream. So when we talk of evidence, yes, Joseph interpreted that 7 years, 7 cows and 7 corns are 7 years. And then the same thing, the same concept that Joseph used, he used it before he came to Pharaoh. Because saying that 3 branches are equal to what? Equal 3 days. So that, Joseph had that concept in mind. But the question of them is, how did Pharaoh convince of interpreting 7 days, 7 cows being 7 days, being 7 years? I can say that the reason why he believed because he had evidence of the past. He had evidence of Baker and Butler. Because he predicted that, and then it came to pass. And when one of them came to him, who the survivor or the pastor was favored in the dream, then the dream was interpreted the same way. Then he believed because he had the past. And then by believing, given that possibility, because he believed that what he says is right, based on the past.
I think even we have not gotten into the interpretation of dream of Pharaoh. How this one now become the 7 years old. To make them now the one we see, the best dream is the one which is being repeated. That is what we have seen, but when we have not gone and see that all this one is equal to 7 years. Bad 7 years and the good 7 years. This is where we are when we have not gone. So, and also, as if you go back, I think it's Genesis, maybe 39. I think if you go back, Genesis 40, then we are going to see no man already. So, I think that is what I can say. So, let's come back now. So, I don't know why, maybe we see that the basic dream, the one which is being repeated. And when you see the basic dream now being repeated, then what are you going to do? Even when we go into the mind of Joseph, then we see that Joseph made 7 good cows to be equal with 7 good corn. And how did he come to that? It's now by comparing 2 dreams. So when you make this one to be equal now, then it's the comparison which you are doing. But you see that cow and corn, these are 2 different things. You can't make them now to be equal. It's unless now you compare them. So the concept is using here. That is what we need to see. The concept which is using. And again, how we identify them now to be the same dream. Because this dream is being repeated. And even when we go back to I think Genesis, when we read the chapter, we can see that. So coming to Genesis 41, then all this one we are seeing in the dream. And you can see comparison in the dream, so you can see that one. I think these are basic and they are clear. You can see them. There is no way you can't deny that. There is no way you can deny that. You can't see this. They are there. You can see that the basic dream being repeated. When you bring this one, cow and coal, these are 2 different things, and you make them to be equal. So you can see that. So let's come to chapter 2. But when we are coming to chapter 2, then what I want us to pick, you should be patient. How am I going to take this principle and bring it to chapter 2? Another one is that I'm not telling this dream and bring the same dream. That is what I'm not doing. But what I want us to see is that this, where we can see a dream, and also at the same time we see comparison to interpret different words which are not equal, is what I want us to see. And this is the point. I want to pick from this chapter, and we see that the same thing. This is what I'm doing. So let's come back.
His belly and his thigh of brass.
So we are going to see that from his belly here, after is going to make of brass. Now we see the same beta 2C. So can we come to 33?
And 3 says, his legs of iron, his part of iron, and part of clay.
So we see that from here is leg, they are made of iron. Okay, look what we are going to see. So this is iron. So this is 33. 33A. Then you finish the base.
His feet part of iron and part of clay.
So we are going to see on this place there is mixture of iron. So here we see iron as clay. So but is this iron different from the iron which was before? I think it's not different. It does the same thing. So I'm telling you, the pit, this is where you are going to see cleansing iron. So you see that the same iron from here, which is continuing out to the end. But what is going to happen is that when you come to the time of pit, then now the another element is going to be added. And this, we can make this one out to be 33. 33. So what we see from here is this is how dream is. And we are going to see the interpretation of dream. So the interpretation of dream, So we are going to see what are all these symbols, what are they meaning. So we are going to.
Where did we see the hit of God in the verses?
Huh?
Where did we see the hit of God in the verses? Which verses?
32:8. Are we all following?
This imagery was of fine gold.
So all I see we can see, all of us can see that, those who are following, so we can see that. So now let's come to the interpretation of dream. So you can begin by 39. 38, sorry. Budget, are you there? Can you start in 38?
Says, and whatsoever the children of men
38.
and whatsoever the children of men the beasts of the field and the fowls of heaven, he giveth unto thy hand. They have made thee ruler over them. Thou art his
So verse 38 is the interpretation of which verse when we go to dream, when we go to sleep. 32? Verse 38 the interpretation of 32:8. Can we come to 39?
And after thee shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee, and another third kingdom of brass, which shall be ruled over all the earth, which shall bear rule over.
So verse 39 is the, and after thee, which is referring to verse 38, shall arise another kingdom inferior to thee. So we see that after gold, then we see the one which is coming in silver, and we see that silver is 32B. So we see here that we have in 39A. So and when we come, then we see that we see D, then we see another
third kingdom of brass.
Wait. Another inferior. So when we see D, it's referring to
The first kingdom.
it's referring to the first kingdom. So we can see that this is what we see from the interpretation. So let's when you come to 39B, he's saying that
And another third kingdom.
another third kingdom. So we see we have 39B is the interpretation of 32C. So when we come here, we see that this we have another third kingdom. When we see that here we have the third kingdom, then we know that there must be third and there must be second and first before third. So then we see that the inferior was the second.
Yeah.
Then we see that the D was the first. So we can see that. So that is what we can see. So let's come to 40.
The fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron.
So here we are seeing that the fourth kingdom shall be strong as iron. And we see the iron in which verse? 33. That is 40. So we see here we have the fourth kingdom. Let me continue.
41.
41.
Thou sowest the feet and toes, part of potter's clay and part of iron, the kingdom shall be divided.
So when you come to 41, then now verse 41 is going to explain. It's going to explain 33. But when it's claiming 33B, that is going to pass the fourth kingdom being divided. It's not a different kingdom. So we need to see that those who are following. So when we come to 33B, then we see that 33B and 33A, these are one kingdom. But the other one is the first part, and the other one is the second part. So when we see this one, then we see that verse 41 is claiming the second part of the kingdom. But we need to know to see that iron from leg up to the toe. This way it is. So we see is preparing us one kingdom. So when we see from here that we have four kingdoms. So from first up to the fourth one. So and when you come to the time of fourth, then you see that fourth kingdom is different. So you are going to see that it is in two parts. So there is part A and part B, and that is what you can see. So coming to part 1, 42, they are going to explain that. So we see this is the structure, or maybe this was the dream of Daniel 2 and the interpretation of it. So we can we see it like this. So I know the dream of Nebuchadnezzar is going to be explained, and you can see that. So I hope no one having problem with this. We are planning to see how the dream was and the interpretation based on Daniel 2. We have seen that. So how it has been explained, those symbols, we see how. Because two symbols are being used here, the material and the statue of human being. How it has been made, that is the symbol which are being used. So we see two symbols in this parable which are going to be explained. So I don't see whether anyone having problem. Anyone having problem with this? Is there anyone having problem with this before I move to another step?
Mine is a concern. I don't know if it is going to accept what you are doing. So 42. For 1 and 42, I think they are working together.
Yeah.
So it is at 3B is
All this one, you are going to see that they are going to explain about at 3B. How you all okay?
Yeah, my concern is, I don't know how did you use the rule of including the necks to be gold as well, because the Bible just mentioned the head. We know where the head is. Yeah. The neck is not the head. So, and we are just applying the rule that seeing where the gold ends is where we can start putting the silver. So the head start here, it ends here, right? So where are we going to start putting the silver, and where are we going to start ending the gold? So definitely we are going to see the neck is empty according to the rule. So what is the rule that you use to include the next to be gold?
You have an answer.
I don't know.
Best? Yeah. Your question?
No, I want to
You want to answer? Okay.
Huh?
That is great.
Had 3, yeah? It's leg of iron, it's feet part of iron and part of feet.
So when you go down the same arms, arms will not do that. Arms is just here. And now can you say here that the feet, his legs of iron and his feet, part of iron and clay. And even you don't see those being mentioned also. When say feet and those things are not mentioned. But now when you go down there, it's going to mention toes later. So when that was saying here feet, is that meaning also, doesn't mean that the toes are also being included? When it's saying feet are
So when they are being mentioned in other verses, you have right to include them.
Yeah.
But where is the next?
This is why I'm asking this class here, because when they are saying that feet, maybe it's saying because toes are not mentioned here.
I think
That answer is good, but maybe it's my comprehension. Let me simplify what I was saying. So when we come here, then if we read the verse, the verse is going to tell us that the head is made of gold. Then it's stop. Then it's going to come to the second one, that the breast, the breast and the arm, they are made of silver. So we see that the place where breast and arm, where they start, this is where silver is started. So we see that it starts from here. So then we are going to see how it is following. So after the other material in, then the other material coming. So we see that where silver is beginning, this is where gold end. And that is the same, we are going to see that where silver is, where brass is going to start, this is where silver end. And that is the concept
But the gold end here.
Just he's saying that the head of
The end is not there.
It's not there, but we are assuming we know where the
Okay,
head is.
then let us assume our concept that where gold end, that is where silver begins. That's the right concept. Because there is no end. It doesn't say the heat of gold end, but it says the heat of gold. That means this material
No, what I'm
is
saying,
the first material.
I've got you.
Yeah.
I've got you. I'm using the head,
Yeah.
whereby the neck is not the head.
Yeah.
You get it? So we say where the gold end is in the head. And we can mark where the head is. So are you going to say that where the gold ended is where the silver will start? So we are even going to include the silver to be the next to
no,
be
the
silver.
silver already Bible is stated that
Silver is beginning from arm down.
yeah.
And gold is beginning from here.
So there is a gap.
Yes, there is a gap. But that gap will need your wisdom also
Are you going to fill it with silver or with gold?
with gold, because the gold is the first
Which one are you
material.
using?
They did not tell you where the gold is.
So let me give you the
No, it's a guide.
Let us every Sabbath, every day, not in school, all the time. Would you mind to give me time? So if you want to speak, then I will allow you. So let it come. I don't know whether you picked the point which Tim was saying before. He said that how all this material, how they are being grown or they are being used in a day to day. Like when you're having an helmet, or when you're having the helmet, then it's starting protecting your head even up to your neck. And you see that you take also the silver, the silver is protecting your breast up to here. Because how these people were fighting, they were using this sword when they were fighting. Like when we take that concept, we see all the other parts that were protected. So like when we see the helmet, you don't maybe nowadays those which you see they can end here, but there are others we can see that it can protect even the neck. So how we are using that is we see coming to here, you are going to see that the silver, where silver is going to end, this is where brass is going to start. So that if that is the same concept, then we are going to see that where gold ends is the same place where silver is going to start. But where does silver start? Silver start at the from here. Then where is where is the gold ending? The gold is going to end here. This is what you are going to see. So you see that. So that is what you can use when we see that. And that is the principle which I was using.
Another concept, okay. Was there a time that was there a duration that Nebuchadnezzar ruled and then leave a space without ruling, and then the other kingdom came up later? Because this is the concept of ruling, it is the concept of kingdom. So that very kingdom from here up to here was the kingdom that was continuing. At the end of that kingdom, this kingdom came in.
Unless you use that, this is I can agree with you. If you use that concept, I will agree with you.
It doesn't say, because this material, how they are being used is, they are symbolizing the kingdom.
Yeah.
So if you take the interpreter that you bring, it does the same thing. If you want to use symbol, it does the same thing. So you can see that. If all are fine, then I think we are raising up your time is up. 8 minutes. Yes.
Yeah, you have the people who have this one. I'm still trying to be consistent with the principle.
We have not even yet applied the principle.
Yeah.
Are you having problem with this? Yes. So what is the problem?
The problem is who interpreted the
Is Daniel.
that is one question.
Yeah. Daniel, I have answered.
That is
Daniel
first
interpreted.
question.
Yeah, second.
Last question. The second is, how did he know the Hebrews?
Because he's a wise man. Yeah. And another one. Wait, I'm answering. Don't tell me I'm going to wait. He's a wise man. Another one. This Nebuchadnezzar, when he was having dream, he forgot. And when Daniel now is going to bring it again, he remembered this. He remembered that what Daniel had said exactly is what he was.
How did he know his dream?
Huh?
How did he know his dream?
How did he?
How did Daniel know the dream? Which
How you are asking me? How did Daniel know the dream? He is God told him.
This is a waste of time, okay?
So what you are doing is just to waste time.
I think the point is, like you read there, in the Bible, you find Daniel saying, we are going to interpret. Because you find that Daniel talking in the plural, but he was the only one.
Yeah, Daniel is
I
referring.
did the concept.
No, that's friend.
Daniel was referring to a vendor which his
But he
friend.
was standing alone.
When he was
When they were singing for the Lord,
when
they were praying.
I see when they were talking with the captain, he was asking that give us time and we are going to have the God which revealed the secret. So when the dream was revealed to him, he was considering the friend which he was, and he said that we have come. Though he was the one who was including his friend, when they were together.
what made that Nebuchadnezzar to believe?
I say that what made him to believe is that what Daniel have said, because he had a dream and he forgot. And what Daniel is going to say, he's going to bring the dream, remind him. So this was the evidence for even interpretation. So it's very simple. Go and read your Bible. The answers when they are there.
When this guy were translated, I think Nebuchadnezzar found into a guy to be the most wise, apart from Daniel. So I think he was
All the answers, what we are doing, I said before, we are just going through the Bible. So if you need any question, the answers even they are just simple. So we are not doing
The answer is not in the Bible, brother.
Huh?
You may say that if you read your Bible, but when I read my Bible, he did not interpret it. He just said what was already said.
Huh?
He's saying,
But let me read verse 31.
go to Bible.
Can someone read verse 31 for me?
says, "Lo, O king."
Oh, begin from verse 30. Verse 30.
But as for me, this secret is not revealed to me for any wisdom
Do we know?
that have more than any human, but for their sake that shall make known the interpretation to the king, and that thou mightest know the thoughts of
So
my
who is doing
heart."
interpretation?
The mighty,
Who?
the one who knows the secret.
The one who knows the secret. Yeah. The one who knows the secret. Is he the one which is making interpretation direct to the king, or Daniel is giving interpretation?
What is Daniel saying? He has no power.
Because Daniel don't want to take the glory to himself, but
Not the glory, he has no right to do it.
he's the one which is
It's
saying.
also clear. God interpreted dream to Daniel, and Daniel
Yeah, this is beating around the bush.
That is indirect. Okay. Indirect, not direct.
The we there, I'm not a part of those songs.
I can even agree with including God. Yes.
That is the we.
It has no problem, doesn't matter.
So you are saying, who say verse 28? So, what is it?
Daniel prayed, Nebuchadnezzar, that there is someone who reveals secrets.
Yeah.
That there is a God in heaven that reveals a secret. This is the point.
I was asking because there, if you see, the person who is going to interpret, he has already told Nebuchadnezzar, the person who is going to interpret the dream, which is not him. So the person which Nebuchadnezzar has told us, the person who is interpreting, is not him.
So what is the problem?
I'm reading my Bible.
Yeah, where are you getting
The problem comes.
Yeah.
The
Where is the problem?
problem comes. The dynamic of this one and that one.
Even I have not come to this place. That is your problem. What we are seeing is just a dream and how it is interpreted. We have not been.
Where did you come from, sir?
Huh?
Where did you come from?
Where?
This is not.
No.
I think.
What I am doing here, I think, just because we read this, we establish the principle, but we have not.
So then we do what?
Then we have not been using. So we come to a different story and we just lay it.
Okay, go ahead.
We have not been bringing them together. I don't know why you try to fighting about what you have not done. You're supposed to follow me first. So you're
So that is
supposed
one story, and another story is
Yes,
different.
but I haven't, I've not collect them. So I don't know why I was striking.
That is one story, just like
The difference is like this row and this row, different, separate. So let
These are no
us.
different. Don't assume.
He's saying what?
That there is different, but
Where?
Who said that?
Interest. Interest of
But the rule, if you go and you go up, there's a rule going down there. So that rule applies there. So there's a main point there.
That is the problem. I don't know why people will come and confuse it. But I hope as we are going on, we will be patient and wait and see. How am I going to connect it? If it is wrong, or how am I going to do the principle? Then you will tell me, but let us not just waste our time for nothing. Just asking the question. Let's pray. Dear loving Father, we thank thee for thy goodness and for thy care. We thank thee, dear Lord, for how you have been seeing the beginning, morning, session, up to this time. As we are looking into thy word, dear Lord, help us to see what you have been for. Because that the same spirit, that thy word were written, that the same spirit which can let us to understand what is there. As we are going outside, still, dear Lord, be with us, and all the blessing be upon you and of us. And thank you for answer our prayer, not because we feel it, but truly, dear Lord, it's because you promise. We ask all these in Jesus' name we pray and